Welcome back, everyone, to episode 17 of the Iran series. And last episode, we finally became a nuclear power. So let's see. Um, let's see what our progress is. We were in the process of building two nuclear missiles. We still haven't completed that yet, but we're almost there. And And also, last episode, we were also in the process of building a second naval base to strengthen our military. And with our Navy, as we're building it up, we didn't want just one base here. So, if there's any forces invading our maritime, and they manage to destroy this, at least we have another backup with a base here. And over time, I'll probably look into building another naval base here and within here. But that's going to happen in time. I'm not going to rush it and just build everything all at once. That's going to mess up my economy, and it, as you've been following, it's taken me a while to get to this point. So I'm a little more comfortable with the economy. So let's see what else we can do to help improve the country overall. So let's see about the high-speed internet. So we want to make sure the capital is covered first. So if we raise this to let's just keep this at another 5%.
The terrorist organization has nodded off. This is the least.
Our scientific cell infiltrated an important research center. According to the information theory, we are therefore, potentially, able to obtain industrial secrets that, according to a quick projection, would attain the properly astounding index of 4 on the ladder of Angstrom. That is to say, at least a major discovery. It is obvious that to objectify this virtuality, our agents should concentrate exclusively on this target. Do you want to confirm this option?
Okay. Alright, so let's see what else. Alright, so looking at everything, we're going to need a highway to. We're going to need a highway to go to this city here. So if we can. Alright, artificial intelligence. Yeah, we're going to keep that for ourselves.
Here is our growth forecast for the end of the year based on calculations that we made last month. This is a very good figure. Our economy is dynamic.
Okay, that's going to do something to my inflation again. Yep. It's already starting to go up a little. So let's increase pension. So increasing the pension should keep up with the cost of living, and that should kind of balance things out. That should hopefully bring down inflation or slow it down.
Scientific rigor has proved its superiority over doctrinal barbarity. A simulation program based on Mering's models, the application of transactional analysis to ambush situations, a pyrotechnical approach to interpersonal dynamics in combat situations. As you can see, nothing is left to chance, which is why this operation was successful in eradicating the terrorist organization.
Okay, so we got total jihad out of Yemen. That's a pretty big
Our
accomplishment.
agents that have infiltrated this organization are still operational. Do you want to try to dismantle the operation?
Alright, we'll try that.
Our agents that have infiltrated this organization confirm their window of opportunity. It goes without saying that the operation is risky.
Alright, so we're going to attempt to get rid of those two terrorist groups. Or at least cut them down significantly. So, alright, so if you remember the end of the last episode, our unemployment was at 5.17. It's now down to 4.39. So we're definitely getting there where I need us to really be at. Alright, so let's go to farming and let's see what we can do. Let's see, it was beef. Alright, so we have enough of that. We're producing enough of that. So what about fish? Fish we are not, so alright, so let's add another 200 million.
The situation is not in our favor. I advise you to order deployment of...
Okay, we have another protest again. I mean, this is getting
The
pretty
situation
ridiculous.
is clogging dangerous. This is not turning out well.
Only good part about this is it's not affecting my approval rating at all.
Without a real surprise,
Some of our police units have started to retreat. The battle has taken a new turn.
these renegades engaged...
Okay, so happiness in Iran increased. That's a good thing.
The rebels have set up a barricade.
Alright, so let's kind of try to pass the time a little bit and let the economy and everything kind of work out on its own without me doing anything.
We have subdued the rebel movement. There's
Okay, the UK's aborted.
Our agents that have infiltrated this organization are still operational. Do you want to try to dismantle the operation?
Alright, let's give it a try and see what happens. Um, let's try to increase our relation with Syria. So let's give about 500 million to them. Alright, and transportation, let's see. So we're gonna give 1 star to rail transport. And services, let's see. Alright, so that's fine. So let's go to tourism. And let's invest another $1 billion as a subsidy to help get this sector up and running. Alright, so if you remember the first episode, this is the complete reverse of what we started out at. So a recession, we had negative growth of 7.77. So now we have a surplus or just growth completely as 7.77. So that's pretty good. And let's look at our debt, and we have a quarterly surplus of $9.89 billion. So let's look at research. How about we build two centers here, and that'll add 4,000 more workers or researchers into the mix of things. Let's check one. Okay, inflation. I definitely have to get that. So let's go. Wow, unemployment's down to 3.89.
The
So that's
decree
really
takes
good.
effect as of today.
And let's do another 10,000. So let's see. I'm annoyed that I can't really see when this highway is going to be done. If I remember, it was about 8 months that was going to be completed. So let's do transportation. Let's do a high-speed rail here. Oh, that's $7 billion. So let's... And how many people? 105,000. There's 1.3 million. But we have to connect this somehow. It's going to be real expensive. Let's see. Let's just see how much that would cost to... Oh, that's not as expensive as I thought it would be. It's going to take 17 months. We could cut down to 6. And... Have 30 workers per mile. That'll be done in 6 months. So, let's just try that. I know this is going to affect my inflation. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I have to figure out another way to combat that.
This person is at risk of a...
Alright, so to combat the new project, I'm going to raise this by 20. Of course, with unemployment, it's going to raise unemployment a little bit. And okay, so they don't like that at all. So let's see if we can reduce. Alright, so they don't like that at all either. What about just 2 months? If we can do that. So we cut that down by 1 month. And they'll go for that. That's about 19 million back in our economy, so we'll go through with that. Cloning technology advance. We're going to keep that for ourselves.
You are giving our country a big breath of fresh air. It's really commendable.
The intervention took place with the greatest success. Speed, skillfulness, effectiveness. The likelihood of it resurfacing one day is less than function x minus 4 times y minus 2t, since the evidence vanished into thin air.
Alright, now let's go and check for how many missiles we have. We should have... Alright, we have at least 1. So now it's really official that we're a nuclear power. We have 1 nuclear missile in our arsenal. Have another one that's being built. So let's kind of speed this up a week to see how things go. So with all of these things coming into play now, I can eventually start really building up the military. That's going to be a slow process too, just like me getting the economy in order to a point that I'm actually comfortable. Alright, like I said, inflation is going up again. So what that means is I'm going to have to raise these salaries. I hate when this does that. So now I have to do the whole thing over again. So I'm going to have to pause this. Alright, so that's $5 billion we're investing in in salaries to counteract inflation.
The decree takes effect as of today.
Like I said, between building the naval base and these two highways, I probably should have waited. But hopefully this pays out in the long run. And because the other thing I wanted to do is build more gas wells. But because of those two projects, I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Because I also still want to expand the oil industry, even though we're the number one producer of oil. Still wanted to build a little more, because then that's more income we're going to be bringing in, especially with the fact that we're in OPEC. Let's see, crime is going down. We have more police on the street. Even though crime was actually less from the beginning of the series than it is now. Let's see. So cybersecurity task force. That's 100 million we're investing. And here we go again with another riot. Honestly, I really want to take out the leader. Let's just see if we have anything on him at all. Oh, we have something on him, so... So what is it that we have on him? Scandal swindling? Yeah, let's go ahead and make that public.
The rebels have stopped fighting.
At least that'll
The
be one headache.
situation is clogging dangerously.
Alright, and housing. Let's go with 10,000 more homes again. Now let's look at inflation. See, I prefer, this should have been going down like that instead of starting a flat line there.
Off we go. Police, justice, and journalists have all found out. The scandal is breaking as expected. I know people who are going to experiment with what Lloyd and Simons back in the day called the dynamic of inextricable links. It goes without saying that the judges are going to love it.
Good, then that's at least one less headache I have to deal with. Alright, growth is still good.
We have subdued the rebel movement. There's no more unrest in the city. Order has been restored.
Okay, we have 22 billion coming in. Alright, so because of the raise that I'm giving, it's raised unemployment up to 4.2 again. So that's still not bad. And just means we have to hire more workers. So anti-missile batteries. I'm gonna do that. And so since this is our defense, we want to pay well for that. So we're spending 4.3 million in salaries. So that should encourage more workers.
The decree
as well.
takes effect as of today.
All right. So let's look at our terrorist group here. Let's just infiltrate them, get them out. And research. Gonna hire a few more employees. And the same with aircraft carriers. Alright, so we still have a few more to hire, but we want to increase the salary. So let's go with $450 a month. Alright, so that's going down. I don't like the... Alright, so inflation's starting to go up again. So what I may need to do is... Yeah, this is 6 months. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, too many projects causing inflation to go up again. Okay, let's keep that to ourselves. Alright, I'm gonna end this episode. Again, we're doing pretty well financially. Unfortunately, inflation is going back up. And unemployment is going up a little too, but it's still within a good range. And our debt, so surplus is up to 23 billion. Public debt is about 7.48%. So again, in another month, by January 2022, we should have a treasury reserve. So hopefully that'll start to bring everything else down again. But in the meantime, again, thanks for the support. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click the like so it helps with the algorithm. And please click on the bell if you haven't already so you can be notified of future videos. And thanks again, and see you soon.